Have you ever looked at your life and thought, I know what I need to do, so why am I not doing it? You know you should wake up earlier. You know you should stop wasting time. You know you should work harder, eat better, think bigger. You know all of this, and yet every morning something pulls you back. Something keeps you comfortable, something wins. That something has a name. It is your weakness. Not your weakness as in your lack of talent. Not your weakness as in bad luck or wrong timing. Your weakness as in the small, quiet voice inside you that says, not today. Wait a little longer. You are not ready yet. And here is the hard truth. Most people never fight that voice. Most people wake up, hear it, and obey it. Day after day, year after year. Until one day they look back and realize the life they wanted is still waiting. And they are still waiting too. This lesson is for English learners who want more than words. It is for anyone who is tired of waiting and ready to wake up for real. Because here is what I know. Weakness is not your enemy. Comfort is. Comfort is the reason you stay small. Comfort is the reason you do not start. Comfort is the cage that looks like a home. And today, we are going to break it open. In this lesson, you will learn what weakness really is, why comfort is the real trap, and how to make the one mindset shift that separates winners from everyone else. You will learn how to wake up every single morning and hunt your weakness down before it hunts you. Are you ready? Let us begin. Lesson 1. Most people think weakness is something you are born with. They think some people are just strong and some people are just weak. They think it is fixed. They think it is fate. That is wrong. Weakness is not a trait. Weakness is a pattern. It is a set of choices repeated so many times that your brain starts to think they are normal. Weakness is what happens when you choose the easy path again and again until the easy path is the only path you know. Think about it this way. The first time you hit the snooze button, it felt like a small thing. One morning, no big deal. But then you did it again, and again, and again. And slowly, without realizing it, that small choice became a habit, and that habit became an identity. And one day you looked in the mirror and thought, I am the kind of person who gives up on mornings. That is how weakness works. It does not arrive all at once. It builds, quietly, slowly. One small choice at a time. There was a man named James, 32 years old, smart, good at his job. People liked him. From the outside, his life looked fine. But James had a problem. Every time something difficult came along, he found a reason to wait. A new project at work, he was not ready yet. A chance to speak up in a meeting, he let someone else talk. A plan to start exercising, he would begin on Monday. Then next Monday. Then the Monday after that. James was not lazy. James was not stupid. James was comfortable. And comfort had taught him over many years that avoiding hard things was safe, that waiting was wise, that someday was a real day on the calendar. It was not, and deep down James knew it. Here is the difference between the average person and the person who wins. The average person feels weakness and hides it. They protect their ego. They tell themselves, I will change when things get easier. I will start when I feel more confident. I will try when I am more ready. They keep weakness hidden because looking at it hurts. The person who wins feels weakness and names it. They do not look away. They say, there it is. That is the thing I need to destroy. And then they go to work. This is not about talent. Kobe Bryant was talented, yes. But Kobe Bryant also said that he had seen players with more talent than him who never made it. Because talent without the willingness to face your weakness is just potential. potential that sits in a drawer and collects dust. Weakness is not fixed. Weakness is fed. Every time you avoid a hard conversation, you feed it. Every time you choose comfort over action, you feed it. Every time you say not today, you feed it. And weakness, when it is well fed, grows. But here is the good news. The same is true in reverse. Every time you choose the hard thing, you starve it. Every time you do the thing you do not want to do, you starve it. Every time you wake up and show up, you starve it. And weakness, when it is starved, shrinks. You are not stuck with the weaknesses you have today. You built them, which means you can destroy them. One choice at a time. One morning at a time. One day at a time. Remember this. Weakness is not your enemy. Comfort is. And comfort has been winning for too long. Lesson 2. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you did something that scared you a little? When was the last time you pushed past the point where your body said stop and your mind said enough? When was the last time you chose hard over easy on purpose just to prove that you could? For most people, the answer is a long time ago, or maybe never, and that is the trap. Comfort feels like safety. Comfort feels like rest. Comfort feels like you are taking care of yourself. But comfort, when it becomes your default setting, is not safety. It is a slow poison. It is the thing that keeps you exactly where you are, year after year, while the life you want stays just out of reach. Marcus Aurelius was a Roman emperor more than 2,000 years ago. He was one of the most powerful men in the world. He had every reason to be comfortable, every reason to rest, every reason to let others do the hard work. But every morning, Marcus Aurelius wrote something to remind himself of the danger of ease. He wrote, "The obstacle is the way. What blocks your path also builds you. Difficulty is not in your way. Difficulty is the way." Most people do not understand this. Most people spend their entire lives trying to remove difficulty, trying to find the easier route, trying to get to a place where things do not feel hard anymore. And while they are searching for that place, time moves, months pass, years pass, and they are still searching. Winners understand something different. They understand that difficulty does not go away, it shifts. When you refuse the hard thing today, a harder thing arrives tomorrow. When you avoid the uncomfortable conversation now, it becomes a broken relationship later. When you skip the work this week, it becomes a missed opportunity next year. Comfort does not protect you from difficulty, it just delays it. And interest builds. Think about your own life right now. Where are you comfortable in a way that is hurting you? Is it the job you stay in because leaving feels too risky? Is it the habit you keep because stopping feels too hard? Is it the dream you have not started because starting feels too scary? That feeling, that pull toward the familiar, toward the safe, toward the known. That is comfort doing its job, keeping you small, keeping you still, keeping you exactly where weakness wants you to be. You wake up. You feel the pull. You scroll your phone. You tell yourself you will start tomorrow. You eat the easy meal. You watch one more episode. You go to bed a little later than you planned. And nothing changes, because nothing was asked of you, and nothing grew. But somewhere, in another city, in another life, someone woke up at the same time as you. They felt the same pull. They heard the same voice saying, "Stay, rest, not today." And they got up anyway. They did the work anyway. They chose the hard thing anyway, not because it felt good, but because they understood one thing you have not yet decided to believe. Weakness is not your enemy. Comfort is. And every day you stay comfortable is another day you feed the thing you are trying to destroy. The trap is warm. The trap is familiar. The trap feels like home. But it is still a trap. And it is time to walk out. Lesson 3. Everything we have talked about so far leads to this moment. This is the part that changes things. This is the shift. Most people, when they think about weakness, think about running away from it. They think I need to avoid situations where my weakness shows. I need to hide it from other people. I need to protect myself from the pain of being exposed. They treat weakness like a wound. Something to cover, something to keep hidden so no one, including themselves, has to look at it. That is the average mindset. And it keeps average people exactly where they are. The winner does the opposite. The winner does not run from weakness. The winner hunts it. The winner wakes up in the morning and asks, where is my weakness today? What is it telling me to avoid? What is it telling me I cannot do? And then the winner walks straight toward that thing, not because it is easy, because it is necessary. This is the mindset shift from victim to hunter, from hiding to seeking, from protecting your weakness to destroying it one day at a time. David Goggins grew up poor. He struggled in school. He was overweight, weighing 300 pounds at his heaviest. He had a difficult childhood with real pain in it. By every measurement that average people use to judge potential, Goggins had very little. And he knew it. He felt it every single day. But here is what most people miss about Goggins. It was never about fitness. When Goggins decided to change his life, he did not just start running. He started hunting. He looked at every weakness inside himself, every fear, every excuse, every soft place where his mind wanted to quit, and he attacked it directly. He called it callousing the mind, building a harder, tougher mind through difficult choices, the same way hard work builds tough skin on your hands. Every time he ran, when he wanted to stop, his mind got a little harder. Every time he chose pain over comfort, his weakness got a little smaller. He was rejected by the Navy SEALs twice before he was accepted. Twice. Most people stop after the first rejection. They say, maybe this is not for me. Maybe I am not good enough. Maybe the world is telling me something. Goggins heard the rejection and went back stronger. Not because he was not hurt by it, because he refused to let weakness make the decision. He did not become great because he had no weaknesses. He became great because he learned to hunt them. This is what the mindset shift looks like in practice. The average person fails at something and thinks, I knew I could not do it. I am just not that kind of person. I should stick to what I know. They use failure as proof that the weakness is permanent. The person with a winner's mindset fails at something and thinks there it is. That is the exact place I need to work. That failure just showed me the map. Now I know where to go. Same failure, completely different direction. You can start this shift today. Right now, in this moment, think of one thing you have been avoiding, one conversation you have been putting off, one habit you have been afraid to build, one part of yourself you have been protecting instead of challenging. That is your weakness talking. That avoidance, that discomfort, that small tightening in your chest when you think about it, that is exactly where you need to go. Not someday, not when you feel ready, not when the timing is better. Now, because the timing will never be perfect. And ready is a feeling that comes after you start, not before. The hunter does not wait for the perfect moment. The hunter moves. You have spent enough time running. You have spent enough time hiding. You have spent enough time listening to the voice that says you are not strong enough, not ready enough, not good enough. It is time to stop running. It is time to turn around. It is time to look your weakness in the eye and say, I see you, and I am coming for you. Weakness is not your enemy. Comfort is. And the moment you stop being comfortable with your weakness, everything begins to change. Lesson 4. Knowing the shift is not enough. Understanding it is not enough. Even believing it is not enough. You have to fight every single day. This is the part most people skip. They read the book. They watch the video. They feel the fire for one afternoon. They think, yes, this time I will change. This time is different. And then the next morning arrives. The alarm goes off. The room is dark. The bed is warm. And the fire is gone. Because fire needs fuel. And the fuel is daily action. Jocko Willink is a former Navy SEAL commander. He has been through things most people cannot imagine. And when people ask him how he stays disciplined, how he keeps going when everything inside him wants to stop, he says something very simple. Discipline equals freedom, not motivation, not inspiration, not the right feeling at the right moment. Discipline. The decision to act whether you feel like it or not. The commitment to show up whether you want to or not. The choice to do the work before the work feels good. Because here's the truth about motivation. Motivation is a visitor. It comes and goes. Some mornings it is there strong and loud pushing you forward. Other mornings it is gone completely and you wake up feeling empty and cold and completely alone in your decision to change. If you wait for motivation to arrive before you act, you will be waiting most of your life. Discipline is different. Discipline is a resident. It does not leave when things get hard. It does not disappear when you are tired or sad or afraid. It stays because you built it, because you showed up yesterday, and the day before, and the day before that. Kobe Bryant arrived at the gym at 4 in the morning. Not every now and then, every day. People asked him why. Why so early? Why so much? Why push that hard when you are already the best? And Kobe said something that should live in your mind for the rest of your life. He said, I can see what I want to become. And I refuse to let laziness be the reason I do not get there. 4 in the morning. Dark outside, cold inside. Every weakness in his body saying, stay, rest, you have done enough. And Kobe got up anyway. He laced his shoes, he walked out the door, he went to war with himself before the rest of the world even opened its eyes. That is the daily war. And it starts the moment you wake up. If your dreams are bigger than your comfort, get up. If your goals matter more than your sleep, get up. If you are tired of watching other people live the life you want, get up. The first 5 seconds after your alarm sounds are the most important 5 seconds of your entire day. Because in those 5 seconds, the decision is made. Your brain is looking for a signal, and the signal you send in those 5 seconds will set the direction of everything that follows. You hit snooze, you tell your weakness, you win today. You get up, you tell your weakness, not today. You will never win today. Not while I am awake. It does not have to be dramatic. It does not have to be a perfect morning with cold showers and green juice and an hour of meditation. It just has to be a choice. A clear, conscious, repeated choice to do the thing you plan to do, even when the easier thing is right there waiting for you. Make your bed, drink your water, move your body. One small act of discipline at the start of the day tells your brain we are hunters today, and your brain will follow that signal for hours. The war is won in the morning, and the morning begins the moment you decide which voice you are going to listen to. Choose the right voice, every day, without exception. Lesson 5. We need to talk about the voice. You know the one. It is not loud, it does not shout, it does not argue with you or fight you directly. It is quiet, patient, and it knows exactly what to say to stop you. When you are about to do something hard, it says you are not ready yet. When you are about to speak up, it says no one wants to hear what you have to say. When you are about to start, it says, "What if you fail? What if people laugh? What if you try your best and it is still not good enough?" That voice has been with you for a long time, maybe since childhood. Maybe since the first time you tried something and it did not work. Maybe since someone told you that you were not smart enough, not strong enough, not the right kind of person for the things you wanted. And over the years, that voice learned your name. It learned your fears. It learned exactly which words to use to make you stop. Here is what you need to understand. That voice is not you. That voice is your weakness talking. It sounds like you because it has been living inside you for so long. It uses your memories, your past failures, your deepest fears to build its arguments. It is very convincing. And most people, most of the time, believe it. The average person hears that voice and obeys. They feel the doubt and step back. They feel the fear and sit down. They feel the discomfort and scroll their phone instead. Watch something instead. Eat something instead. Anything instead of facing the thing that needs to be faced. The person who wins hears that voice too, every single time. But they have learned something the average person has not. You do not have to believe everything you think. You do not have to follow every feeling. You do not have to obey a voice just because it speaks loudly inside your own head. You can notice it and then act anyway. Remember James Teague, 32 years old, smart, stuck. James heard that voice every day. Every time a new opportunity arrived, the voice was already there first, building the case for why he should wait. And for years, James listened. He waited. He let the voice decide. But one morning, something shifted. James was sitting at his desk, looking at an email he had been afraid to send for 3 weeks. And he noticed something. Every reason the voice was giving him not to send it, every argument, every fear was about what might happen. Not what would happen. Might. The voice was not telling him facts. It was telling him stories. Frightening, convincing, very detailed stories. But stories. James took a breath, and he pressed send. Nothing collapsed. No one laughed. The world did not end. And for the first time in a long time, the voice went quiet. Not forever, but for that moment it had nothing to say, because James had done the thing it told him he could not do. And the proof was right there sitting in his sent folder. That is how you fight the enemy within. Not by silencing it, not by pretending it is not there, but by acting in spite of it again and again until your actions become louder than its words. The voice will always be there, but it does not have to win. It does not get to decide what you do next. That decision belongs to you. It has always belonged to you. Take it back. Lesson 6. Let us talk about what happens on the other side. Not the far other side, not some distant future version of yourself that feels impossible from where you are standing right now. The near other side, the version of you that exists after 30 days of waking up and choosing the hard thing, after 90 days of fighting the voice and acting anyway, after 1 year of treating weakness not as something to hide, but as something to hunt. That version of you is not perfect. They still have fears. They still hear the voice. They still have mornings where everything feels heavy and the bed feels like the only safe place in the world. But something important has changed. They are not afraid of hard things anymore. Not because hard things stopped being hard, but because they have proof, real proof, built from real days of real action, that they can do hard things, that they have done hard things, and that they will do hard things again. This is what winners are made of. Not talent, not luck, not perfect conditions or the right timing or a childhood without difficulty. Winners are made of evidence. Evidence they collected themselves, one hard morning at a time, one difficult choice at a time, one moment of acting in spite of fear at a time. You're not born a winner. You become one. And you become one by deciding today, and then again tomorrow, and then again the day after that weakness does not get to run your life. Think about who you want to be 1 year from now. Not what you want to have, not what you want to achieve. Who you want to be. The person who wakes up without hesitation. The person who does the work before they feel like it. The person who looks at a hard situation and moves toward it instead of away. The person who is no longer managed by fear. That person is not far away. That person is built one decision at a time, one morning at a time, one small act of courage at a time. You will not always do it perfectly. Some days the weakness will win. Some mornings you will hit snooze. Some weeks you will drift back toward comfort and realize 3 days later that you have been sleeping again. That is not failure. That is human. What matters is what you do next. Whether you stay down or you get back up and go again. Winners fall. Winners drift. Winners have bad weeks and hard months, and moments where they wonder if any of this is worth it. And then they get up, because that is who they are now. Not because it is easy, because it is decided. Weakness is not your enemy. Comfort is. And the person who understands this, who lives this, who builds their life around this one truth, does not just become stronger. They become someone who wakes up every morning and hunts. That is who you are becoming. Starting now. You made it to the end, and that already tells me something about you. Most people do not finish. Most people start things and drift. They watch the first few minutes and move on. They read the first page and put the book down. They feel the fire for a moment and let it go cold. But you stayed. You listened all the way through. And that is not a small thing. That is evidence, the first piece of evidence that you are not the average person. That something in you is ready to change. So let me leave you with this. You now know what weakness really is. Not a fixed trait, not your fate. A pattern. A set of repeated choices that you have the power to break. You now know what the real enemy is. Not the difficulty in front of you, not the people around you, not your past or your circumstances. Comfort. The warm, familiar, slowly killing comfort that has been keeping you exactly where weakness wants you. You now know the shift from victim to hunter, from hiding to seeking, from waiting for the right moment to moving before you feel ready. And you know the war is daily, every morning, every alarm, every first 5 seconds. Every single choice between the easy thing and the right thing. Now there is only one question left. What are you going to do with what you know? Because knowledge without action is just another form of comfort. And you have been comfortable long enough. So tell me in the comments below, what is the one weakness you are going to kill starting today? Write it down. Say it out loud. Make it real. Because the moment you name it, it loses some of its power. And you gain some of yours. If this lesson helped you think differently, if it pushed you even a little, share it with someone who needs to hear it today. And if you are learning English while building a stronger mind, you are in exactly the right place. There is much more coming. Stay close. Now wake up and go to war.